Hi, friends. We're live. Looks like everything is rolling. I'll give you all a minute or so to roll in here. Looks like Zulu One is here. He's first. Hello. Hello, hello. I am going off camera tonight just because I'm in my comfy clothes and I don't feel like getting dressed up, but hey, at least I take plenty of selfies, so I always have one ready to upload at a moment's notice. Rock and roll. Let me know if my audio is okay, and let me just take a peep at my YouTube, make sure that we are actually rolling. Because even though it says I'm live, I just never trust it. I don't believe it. I think it's lying for some reason. Let me see. You might hear the sound. Just one sec. Okay, sweet. Awesome. Zulu One is here. You're the only one. Of course. Of course. Yeah, so a few months back, I started doing gardening streams and just talking about different fruits or vegetables or whatever that you could grow. And yeah, I haven't done one in a very long time. I've moved a couple times, you know, life has been hectic, whatnot, all that crap, whatever. But yeah, I really miss doing them. And so I decided to get back into it. And so, yeah, I'll be doing them on Sunday nights. And basically, if there is a plant that you are interested in learning about, just leave me a comment and I will do a video on it. I've talked about tomatoes, zucchini, garlic. I think there might have been a couple others. I will make a playlist of the ones I've done, so you can find those easily. Oh, I did one about container gardening too. But yeah, I really enjoy growing food in I have a little garden bed outside, and I really enjoy being able to grow my own food. It's very, very fulfilling, and it's just a really great thing to know how to do, and it's very easy. So yeah, if there is one sec. Okay, never mind. Just making sure that my screen is working. Sorry about that. But yeah, if there is a food bearing plant that you would like to learn about, you can let me know that. If you want to learn about ornamental plants, which are pretty, but they have their uses as well, you can let me know that. Tonight, though, we're going to be talking about dandelions. So I'm pretty excited. Dandelions they're very awesome. Most people think that they're just an obnoxious weed, but they're actually quite beneficial for everyone, really. They have many uses, and they're just a really great plant to have around. And so, I mean, they grow completely abundantly. You know, you basically can't stop them from growing. Most people think that they're a weed. And Zulu One says, I just got the Peterson Guide to Edible Plants. Cool, that's awesome. I would love to get more books on edible plants. Through August and September, my breakfast when I go for a walk is generally blackberries, because here in the Pacific Northwest, blackberries grow abundantly, like a weed, basically. And so yeah, you pretty much can't stop those and dandelions from growing. But yeah, most people consider dandelions a obnoxious weed, and they're actually very useful. So yeah, we're going to be talking about dandelions today. I actually made some dandelion honey this summer. My son and I went and collected a bunch of dandelions, and then you like rinse them and then boil them down, and then you add a bunch of sugar to it, and then you have this homemade honey, and it was very time consuming, but it was very easy. And yeah, I ended up with like 4 jars of honey, and it tastes really just like honey. I think I could have boiled it for just a little longer to make it a little bit thicker, but it came out really good for a first try and for an experiment. I was quite pleased at how well my dandelion honey came out. So yeah, definitely a very, very awesome thing. And so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen, and then we're gonna take a peek at Wikipedia because I don't know what else to use for learning crap, whatever. um, but yeah, I hope everyone is doing well. I hope that you are having a good weekend, and we are going to get rolling on this. So, dandelion here, also known as taraxacum. These Latin words always trip me up. I tried to read through a little bit of this so that I knew some of the words, because they yeah, I'm not up on my Latin, but that is a language I would like to learn. But Taraxacum is a large genus of flowering plants in the family Asteraceae, which consists of species commonly known as dandelions. The genus is native to Eurasia and North America, but the two commonplace species worldwide were introduced from Europe and now propagate as wildflowers. Both species are edible in their entirety. The common name dandelion, from the French word dent de lion, meaning lion's tooth, is given to members of the genus. Like other members of the family Asteraceae, they have very small flowers collected together into a composite flower head. Each single flower head is a each single flower head oh my gosh, each single flower in a head is called a floret. In part due to their abundance, along with being a generalist species, dandelions are one of the most vital early spring nectar sources for a wide host of pollinators. So that's a huge reason to not mow your dandelions. We still have some blooming around here, actually, even though it's gotten quite cold. They are starting to not bloom nearly as much, but yeah, they are like one of the very first pollinators in the spring, and then they go through now even into the fall. They're still blooming, so they are very beneficial for your bee friends and butterflies and all kinds of other good stuff that needs flowers to collect their pollen and eat and all that. So yeah, they're very beneficial to just leave in your yard if you want to encourage bees to come around. Many Taraxacum species produce seeds asexually by apoxymus, where the seeds are produced without pollination, resulting in offspring that are genetically identical to the parent plant. So over here, dandelions will turn into this, which as children we make wishes with them, but each one of these little spine things on there is a seed, which is why they spread so incredibly far, because I mean you blow one of those and the seeds just go everywhere. So I've seen many people in my neighborhood with yards full of dandelions. They are definitely a plant that you have a very hard time stopping from growing once they want to. And please don't ever spray Roundup on your dandelions. For one, Roundup, they just came out this year and said that they cause cancer. But it's horribly destructive to everything. Yourself, the plants, the bees. That just please don't use Roundup on your dandelions. If you have to get rid of them, just mow them and just know that they will come back. But yes, they are very, very beneficial. But please don't spray Roundup on them. Like if you really want them gone, use a like vinegar and water. That's the best thing that you could spray on weeds because it's not going to kill you and the bees and everything in its path. But I would recommend you just leave the dandelions be because they are so useful. But the species of Taraxacum are tap-rooted, perennial herbaceous plants, native to temperate areas of the northern hemisphere. The genus contains many species, which usually reproduce by apoxemis, resulting in many local populations and endemism. In the British Isles alone, 234 microspecies are recognized in 9 loosely defined sections, of which 40 are probably endemic. All right, some of this stuff is not exactly necessary to read. And I meant to go through this and kind of highlight stuff that were more useful, but I didn't get a chance. My computer was acting funny, and I thought for a minute that I wouldn't be able to stream because it wasn't wanting to turn back on after I set up my stream. Oh, of course. Now I lost my place. The flower heads are yellow to orange colored and are open in the daytime but closed at night. The heads are borne singly on a hollow stem that is usually leafless and rises 1 to 10 centimeters or more above the leaves. Stems and leaves exude a white, milky latex when broken. A rosette may produce several flowering stems at a time, and the heads are 2 to 5 centimeters in diameter and consist entirely of ray florets. The flower heads mature into spherical seed heads, sometimes called blowballs or clocks in both British and American English, containing many single-seeded fruits called achenes. Each acne is attached to a pappus of a fine hair-like material which enables wind-aided dispersal over long distances. The flower head is surrounded by bracts, sometimes mistakenly called sepals, in 2 series. The inner bracts are erect until the seeds mature, then flex downward to allow the seeds to disperse. The outer bracts are often reflexed downward, but remain oppressed in plants of these sections, Palustria and Spectabilia. Some species drop the parachute from the acnes. The hair-like parachutes are called pappus, and they are modified sepals. Between the pappus and the acne, I just said it before, and now I cannot. And the acne is a stalk called a beak, which elongates as the fruit matures. The beak breaks off from the acne quite easily, separating the seed from the parachute. And when I went and made honey, I just popped off the yellow heads of the dandelions. And I mean, the awesome thing about making honey, or really, anything that you're going to make with the dandelions, because you can make fried dandelion heads too. You just dip them in like a batter and then fry them. I've heard that's quite good too. But the heads just pop off very easily. Like you just put your kind of pinch them with your thumb and forefinger, and they just like pop right off. And yeah, I mean, since they grow so abundantly, it was very, very easy to get a bowl full and still leaves a ton for the bees. I couldn't possibly have picked all the dandelions. Just walking around my community, I mean, they go literally everywhere. But yeah, they're very easy and really fun to just pop the heads off of them and collect those. So me and my son had a lot of fun doing that. A number of species of Taraxacum are seed-dispersed rudderals that rapidly colonize disturbed soil, especially the common dandelion, which has been introduced over much of the temperate world. After flowering is finished, the dandelion flower head dries out for a day or two. The dried petals and stamens drop off, the bracts reflex, and the parachute ball opens into a full sphere. When development is complete, the mature seeds are attached to white, fluffy parachutes, which easily detach from the seed head and glide by wind, dispersing. The seeds are able to cover large distances when dispersed due to their unique morphology of the pappus, which works to create a unique type of vortex ring that stays attached to the seed rather than being sent downstream. In addition to the creation of this vortex ring, the pappus can adjust its morphology depending on the moisture in the air. This allows the plume of seeds to close up and reduce the chance to separate from the stem, waiting for optimal conditions that will maximize dispersal and germination. And there's their little parachute heads. And yes, they do. They fly quite far. And yeah, you can see how they get dispersed so easily and so abundantly because, I mean, those seeds just go everywhere. See that? So yeah, I mean, you could make honey for years just in this one field there. Very awesome. Very awesome. And let's see. Dandelions have been used by humans for food and as an herb for much of recorded history. They were well known to the ancient Egyptians, Greeks, and Romans, and are recorded to have been used in traditional Chinese medicine for over 1,000 years. The plant was used as food and medicine by Native Americans. Dandelions were brought to North America on the Mayflower for their medicinal benefits. Well, Columbus did one thing right. At least he brought the dandelions with him before he stole the land and, you know, all that fun stuff. Etymology. Let's see. I wanted to learn more about the uses of them. Raw dandelion greens contain high amounts of vitamins A, C, and K and are moderate sources of calcium, potassium, iron, and manganese. Raw dandelion greens are 86% water, 9% carbohydrates, 3% protein, and 1% fat. A 100-gram reference amount supplies 45 calories. Nice. Yeah, the entire plant is edible all the way down to the root. You can make all kinds of stuff with them, and we're about to get into that with edibility. Let me see, the raw flowers contain diverse phytochemicals, including polyphenols, such as flavonoids, apigenin, and caffeic acid, as well as terpenoids, triterp, I should have read these before. Triterpenes and sesquiterpenes. The roots contain a substantial amount of the prebiotic fiber inulin. Dandelion greens contain lutein. Taraxolicin, a serine proteinase, is found in the latex of dandelion roots. Maximal activity of the proteinase in the roots attained in April at the beginning of plant development after the winter period. Each dandelion has a mass weight of 50 micrograms. The edibility of dandelions. The entire plant, including the leaves, stems, flowers, and roots, is edible and nutritious. Dandelions are found on 6 continents and have been gathered for food since prehistory, but the varieties commercially cultivated for consumption are mainly native to Eurasia and North America. A perennial plant, which means it comes back every year, its leaves grow back if the taproot is left intact. To make leaves more palatable, they are often blanched to remove bitterness, or sautéed in the same way as spinach. Dandelion greens have been part of traditional Kashmiri cuisine, Spanish cuisine, Italian, Albanian, Slovenian, Sephardic Jewish, Chinese, and Greek and Korean cuisines. In Crete, the leaves of a variety called mariaki, or koporodiko are eaten by locals, either raw or boiled in salads. Meglorhizen, a species endemic to Crete, is eaten in the same way. It is found only at high altitudes and in fallow sites, and is called pentaramia. The flower petals, along with other ingredients, usually including citrus, are used to make dandelion wine. Its ground roasted roots can be used as a caffeine-free coffee alternative. Dandelion was also traditionally used to make the traditional British soft drink dandelion and burdock, and is one of the ingredients of root beer. I didn't know that. That's cool. Dandelions were once considered delicacies by the Victorian gentry, who used them mostly in salads and sandwiches. The yellow flowers can be dried and ground into a yellow pigmented powder and used as a dye. Dandelion pollen may cause allergic reactions when eaten or adverse skin reactions in sensitive individuals. Contact dermatitis after handling has also been reported, probably from the latex in the stems and leaves. It keeps mentioning that they secrete latex, which that's really interesting. I wonder if they're used to make latex gloves, or if they just are using a terrible plastic composite or whatever to make latex gloves. But that's really interesting, because I'm always fascinated about just alternatives to plastic, and I know that hemp is incredibly versatile, but there's also people who have made plastic out of like aloe vera and stuff like that. So I wonder, I wonder just how good of a latex it is with dandelions, because that'd be a really fun like science project with your kids to make latex stuff out of dandelions. 'Cause, dandelions are pretty much free. Just got to go collect them. Dandelion has been used in traditional medicine in Europe, North America, and China. Taraxacum seeds are an important food source for certain birds. Dandelions are also important plants for northern hemisphere bees, providing an important source of nectar and pollen in the early season. Dandelions are used as food plants by the larvae of some species, and Lepidoptera. They are also used as a source of nectar by the pearl-bordered fritillary, one of the earliest emerging butterflies in the spring. Awesome. With a wide range of uses, the dandelion is cultivated in small gardens to massive farms. It is kept as a companion plant. Its taproot brings up nutrients for shallow-rooting plants. It is also known to attract pollinating insects and release ethylene gas, which helps fruit to ripen. That's interesting. It has been a Western tradition for someone to blow out a dandelion seed head and think of a wish one wanted to come true. 5 dandelion flowers are the emblem of White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia. The citizens celebrate spring with an annual dandelion festival. The dandelion is the official flower of the University of Rochester in New York State, And dandelion yellow is one of the school's official colors. The dandelion yellow is an official University of Rochester song. Nice. Dandelions can cause significant economic damage as an invasive species and infestation of other crops worldwide. In some jurisdictions, the species is listed as a noxious weed. Yeah, most everyone I know of, they try to completely eliminate dandelions in their yard, and yeah, I mean they really are so very beneficial to our bee friends that I think they're pretty too. I mean, they're just really nice yellow, happy, fluffy little things, and yeah, they're awesome. But yeah, you can make tea and salves and honey and soup and salads and fried dandelion heads and all kinds of stuff. And yeah, they're pretty awesome. Dandelions secrete latex when the tissues are cut or broken, yet in the wild type, the latex content is low and varies greatly. Using modern cultivation methods and optimization techniques, scientists in Germany developed a cultivar that is suitable for commercial production of natural rubber. The latex produced exhibits the same quality as the natural rubber from rubber trees. In collaboration with Continental AG, IME is building a pilot facility. As of May 2014, the first prototype test tires made with blends from dandelion rubber are scheduled for testing on public roads over the next few years. In December 2017, Linglong Group Company Limited, a Chinese company, invested $450 million into making commercially viable rubber from dandelions. Awesome. That's super cool. Okay, so looks like we've reached the end of that. Let's look at these pictures though, just because they're pretty. Let us see what they've got. So here's the whole plant of it. They form quite a few flower heads up on the top. The leaves down here you use for salads. The roots get quite long. You can put those in teas and medicines, and they probably make a pretty good cough syrup, I would imagine. I know that elderberry is really good for cough syrup. Yeah, that's a pretty picture. But yeah, their roots get quite long, and it's very hard to dislodge the roots. So you have to dig down quite a way to actually get the whole root out. But yeah, super worth it if you can get that whole thing out. That looks like they maybe sauteed that kind of like spinach leaves, just kind of like fried in a frying pan. That looks really good. And I haven't really tried any of these ways to eat it except for making the honey. I just kind of really discovered that this year. But here it looks like they're selling a bunch of the greens, kind of like spinach or any of the other greens that you get in the store. But awesome. Okay, let me come back over here and see what's going on in the chat. Let's see. Ray Lua, hello, hello. You always blow them in people's faces. You would, Zulu One. You're just rude like that. And I'm part Sephardic Jew. I don't know how to spell it. That's awesome. Many sunflowers. Yeah, they are kind of like sunflowers. I really, I enjoy sunflowers. They're so big and bright and happy and just very fun plants. But yeah, there is there's pretty much endless thing that you could do with dandelions if you just take the time to learn how. And so yeah, the honey was, it was very easy to make, but it was very time consuming. So I probably won't be doing it. I mean, I might do it again in the spring because I mean, like people are always wanting to have fresh made honey, and it was quite good. The other, I have some purple flowers outside. They look like lilac, but I don't think that they are lilac, but they're in the same family. Um, but you can actually make honey and jelly and stuff out of basically any flowers, actually. So when these purple flowers outside, once they start blooming next year, I'm going to harvest a bunch of those so I can make some purple honey with my lilac-y type flowers. I don't remember what the name of them is, but they look and smell very similar to lilacs. So I know they're in that same family. But yeah, I'm going to be making some purple honey with those. But yeah, I've seen people make like rose jelly or peony, and those are generally pink. Super awesome. Yeah, you can pretty much make jelly or honey out of uh, basically most flowers. With sunflowers, I've seen people like they'll pull the whole sunflower head off and then coat it in some kind of good stuff, whatever you want to put on it, and then they'll roast it. And I need a Peterson guide. Hey, yeah, if anybody would like to send me seeds or books on just anything about plants or the uses of plants or anything. I'm very fascinated with what you can forage and use. So if you would like to send me anything, my P.O. Box is P.O. Box 1598, Shelton, Washington 98584. And so, yeah, I would love to get new books, anything. If it's the only one you have, Zulu, don't send me that. But but no, yeah, I'm very fascinated with foraging and using plants as medicine. And so any books or seeds that you think I should grow, anything like that, please feel free to send it to me. I love getting mail that isn't junk, and yeah, I love getting interesting things that I can use. You send me my knives yet, Zulu? Zulu got me some throwing knives, so I'm super excited to get those. But yeah, any books or anything like that, anything that you think I could use, definitely send my way. I'm in the Pacific Northwest, so that I know there's endless things around here that I can forage. Yeah, definitely one of my favorites is blackberries because they grow insanely fast and abundantly. And so yeah, from August through September, I eat as many blackberries as I possibly can. And there's still more than enough left for the deer and the other critters who like the blackberries as well. But awesome. Well, I will eagerly await the arrival of your goodie bag that you're sending me. And I'm sure I'll put up a video or something of my throwing knives fun. So those are going to be a lot of fun. Really excited for those. But let me think. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I know about dandelions. There really isn't. Yeah, I mean, basically the whole plant is super useful, and yeah, my honey is quite delicious. So yeah, very fun project to learn how to do. But yeah, I will be doing these garden streams again on Sunday nights now. I think that's a good that works pretty well for me. That's a really good day to do that after I take my son home, and then I just have a little bit of time in the evenings or whatever. And I also will be doing my story times again because I finally unpacked the correct box with my books in it. So I found my books that I've been reading. Uh, Currently reading The Magician's Nephew and The Chronicles of Narnia. So we're almost done with that book, and then we'll go on to the next one in that. But yeah, I'll be doing one of those streams probably later this week. And then if you have a plant that you would like me to talk about next week on Sunday, please leave me a comment, and yeah, and I will talk about that. So it can be a plant that grows food, or it can be just a pretty plant, or it can be a medicinal plant. So whatever plant you would really like to learn about, just let me know, and I will do a stream on it for you. So because I enjoy learning about plants, and I enjoy teaching people about plants. And I hope that you build yourself a big garden and that you go and forage some dandelions and make something fun out of it. There's all kinds of stuff you can make. So I know it is getting kind of late in the year for dandelions, but it's always good to know for future reference. And I talk about chives. I could definitely talk about chives. I like chives. I actually have a ton of onion bulbs that I am going to plant probably tomorrow, because you plant those in the fall and then harvest in the spring. So pretty excited to have a bunch of onions in the spring. I love onions. But yeah, I could talk about chives on my next one. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you learned something, and I hope that the next time your yard is filled with dandelions, instead of spraying them with Roundup or mowing them all down, you decide to pick a bunch and make something. Because fried dandelions, you can fry the heads, or you can make honey, or anything like that. All of those are very easy. So please let me know if you found this helpful, if you make something out of dandelions, if there's something I should try and make, any of that. Please just let me know. I'm going to sneeze. One sec. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. I probably should have muted, but I'm rude and I didn't. I love onions. I live near Black Dirt, largest onion growing area. Awesome. I love onions too. Onions and garlic. So yummy. Yummy, yummy, yummy. But yeah, I am going to get out of here. And yeah, I hope that you found this useful. Please let me know if you make anything with your dandelions. So I will see you on the flat side. And yeah, look for me later when I do a story time later this week. Those are just nice, relaxing, sit by the fire and listen to a story. So let me know what's going on in the world. I don't know. I don't ever know how to end these things. So I'm just gonna end it, or I'm gonna keep rambling on with my long-winded ending. So thank you, Zulu, for being here. Thank you to anyone else in the chat. Thank you to anyone who watches this at a future date. Love you all. Thanks for watching. And okay, I'm really gonna go. Bye-bye.